You so much for being here today. I want to start with talking about HBCUs. So Alabama has more HBCUs than any other state in the nation. We are proud of the work that is done on those campuses. We know that it helps strengthen student experience, our workforce, our communities, and our future. So if you look across coast to coast, there are about 285,000 individuals that are attending HBCUs, and the Strengthening HBCU program has about $300 million annually allocated to supporting the operations and student services and academic infrastructure. So can you walk us through in the President's FY26 budget kind of what you have put in place to continuing to make sure that our HBCUs can thrive and provide that educational opportunity for so many students that otherwise wouldn't have it?
Well, in a word or in a very short sentence, we are continuing the education support and the budget support that have been for HBCUs. It's one of the promises that the President made, and that's exactly what we're going to continue to do.
Good. And will you make sure that there are guardrails put up to whether it's, assistance for grant administration or technical assistance, that those remain in place?
Yes.
Excellent.
It's very
Thank
important.
you. So you just mentioned that when this department was founded, you said since 1980, we've had spent about $3 trillion, but yet student scores have not improved. One of the reasons I ran for the Senate is I want the unseen to be seen. I want to close the gap between the have and have-nots, and that is why I am so excited and thrilled about your support and commitment to educational freedom and opportunity. When you look at a state like Alabama, we have the Alabama Accountability Act, and we're working to help families better have access to educational opportunities through scholarship, tuition, and tax credits. But we know that the demand it far outpaces the actual supply. So in your FY26 budget for charter school programs, you've taken it to $500 million, which is a $60 million increase. Thank you. My question to you is can you walk us through how these funds will be used to expand options, particularly in rural communities and underserved communities? So when we work to close that gap, these parents have an opportunity and a choice for their child.
Well, thank you very much, Senator Britt. It's very important to the President that all students have equal access to a quality education.
That's right.
And one of the things that he has said time after time is that no child should be trapped in a failing school, which is one of the reasons why he wanted to expand the amount of dollars for charter schools. And I have visited several charter schools and public schools too, already around the country. We can see how innovative that they are being, how creative they are being, with their curriculum, with their content. They are, in most instances, they are outperforming the public schools in that area, in which when I talked to Governor Reynolds, I said, there's always concern. You have charter schools or freedom of, or choice for schools that public schools will go down. And she said, it's just the opposite in Iowa. She said, our public school levels are coming up. The competition is really great. Parents are more involved, and that's one of the requirements. Parents are understanding more that they need to be part of the school board or help to elect the school board members. They're attending the meetings, more conferences with teachers, understanding what it is that their child needs in their community to be successful, to go on for their education.
Absolutely. And I am a public school kid, and I am really proud
So
of it.
am I.
And I want to make sure that where we have children who are trapped in a failing school, that they have an option and an opportunity and a pathway forward, because education is the great equalizer. As our colleague Tim Scott always says, it is the closest thing to magic that we have in America. So thank you so much for continuing to be committed to making sure that every child has that opportunity to thrive and grow. In my last minute, I want to talk to you a little bit about literacy. Thank you for your commitment to that. I want to understand kind of what your vision is, and I also want to add Alabama to the list of success stories. So we passed in 2019 the Alabama Literacy Act. Since that time period, we have seen significant growth in our numbers and proficiency amongst our third and fourth graders. For instance, Alabama's national ranking for fourth grade reading improved from 49th in the nation when we the year that we put this into place, 5 years later, we've moved up to 34. We believe with intentionality and evidence-based reading instruction and early intervention, you can make a difference that changes a child's pathway forward and opportunity that will be in front of them. So just want to talk a little bit about that. If you can tell me what your plans are there and how we can continue to support great work that's being done in states like Alabama.
Evidence-based, excuse me, literacy is number one on my priority list. And I want to make sure that we are providing the information and the tools, to states for them to see the success that other states have had. I mean, other governors, just like you said in Alabama, have put in place kind of a return to basics or that science of reading, and they have seen incredible results. And that's what I want to continue to see, across the country.
We saw a 9-point tick up between 2003 and 2023 and 2024. Obviously, we have a ways to go, and we're going to continue to be committed to that. But thank you for your commitment to making sure these programs thrive.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Shaheen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome.